Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. I cannot believe how fast this year has flown by. Wowza. So, yesterday I had a class and I, all of my, yesterday I had a class and it was an in-person class and it was also my husband's birthday. So all the ladies signed a card and then sang happy birthday to him. Isn't that sweet? He really appreciated that. And then we had a nice dinner with my folks and another birthday's in the books. So today I am so far behind on everything. So I'm going to backstage in a week, and I'll be gone for the whole week because our son lives in the same area, so we're combining a backstage trip with a personal visit. So I still have all my swaps to make for backstage. So if you guys don't mind, I am going to spend this morning just crafting along, but not on a scrapbook. So I'm hoping I can knock out the rest of my swaps in the next hour. We'll see how far I get. And I hope you bring things along to craft with me. So let me turn the camera down and we'll get started. All right, I've got my essentials. So here is my swap card that I am making. But at the time that I designed this card, I had this paper, which is all cloud cover. And I didn't have enough for my in-person class. So I had to switch to the Peaceful Garden. So I need to make 12 of these, and I need to make 5 more of this design. So I'm going to just start with my cardstock, my white, and see how far we get. Yeah, come on. Come on, out. My husband's blowing leaves and she's afraid of the sound. So she is under my chair and it's not okay. Let me just try to zoom in a little bit, okay? Let me see here if I can do this. See here. Bear with me, please. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay. Let me see if I can do it a different way. Hold one moment, please. Okay, let me see if I can just, okay, now I got it. I just want to zoom in just a smidge because it really looks far away. There we go. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, everyone. All righty, let's close that. There. Now you don't have to see my coffee cup or anything. And you can still see this part. So I am good. All right, I'm done fussing. All right, so I'm going to use a new product that's coming out on November 4th. It's called Friendly Foliage, and it's a bundle. And it's going to be in the new packaging, which consists of all of our stamps are going to be photopolymer starting in November, all our new stamps. And so they're going to be on a sheet. I stamped the sheet as is so I can tell if I'm missing any stamps. The only this is it's in reverse because normally you would have the harder plastic on the bottom. So we're all begging Stampin' Up! To please provide the stamped image like they did on our DVD cases. So we'll see if they help us with that. But anyways, so I have this beautiful set, and this is what it looks like. I fell in love with this whole thing, and I'll show you why. All right, so that's the set. And then the dies, let me just put this back in the thing so I can keep everything straight because I'm going to make a big giant mess on my table, I can tell. I really enjoyed that extra hour of sleep today, and I hope you guys did too. All right, so here are my dies, and I put them all on like it's a cheap magnet sheet, and I just peel it off and stick it right on the white that these come on. So the backing of the magnet sheet and that master tape that they tape the dies to, just hold it together. Not very expensive. It's not the expensive Stampin' Storage magnet sheet, just a cheap one from Amazon. Okay, so the dies are 6 of them. So we've got this, and this is amazing. So those are the two we're going to use. Let me put that away and let me load up my blocks. So I had a class yesterday in person. I haven't even cleaned up from it yet. So my blocks still in my tray, be away. So sorry about the noise. And I think I need a big one. I think this one is big enough for my flower. Okay, so let me load up my blocks. I hope you guys are crafting along with me. We'll just spend an hour doing whatever you want. Normally, I'm scrapbooking and I invite everybody to craft along and work on whatever you want to. So, hopefully you're still doing that today, even though I don't have a scrapbook page to show you. So on this one, the little stem is a little long. So what I did was I had the extra hanging off, and I had this one right next to it, and I'll show you that fitting like that. And I just held my thumb. See, they kind of fit right in there. That little curve and this little curve fits nicely. So like that. And then the extra, I'm just going to hold my thumb on when I go to ink it. All right. And then for my sayings, I have sending love. I love that one. I didn't even have time to get ready for you. Wishing you all the best, and um, 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 sending love. Yeah, you can also make it a get well card, but I'm going to do it as I could do both. Thinking of you, wishing you all the best. Then it could be a birthday, it could be anything really. Let's see here. Thinking of you and wishing you all the best. That would also work for a get well card. And I just put those on upside down. Oh my gosh, it's going to be this kind of day, I can tell. After this, I got to go over to my parents and we're going to have a leaf picking up party. We don't have many leaves here and we live in the woods, so my husband can just blow them right in the woods. But where my parents live, they actually have to pick them up and bring them to the dump. And I think what we're going to do is just bring them back here in the bags and throw them in our woods. Okay, so I've got my blocks ready to go and I got my dies. All right, so I've got all that. Now let's work on our paper. So I need to cut this down. This measures, got my handy dandy ruler. 5 1/4 by 3. So that's great because I can get a strip and um, I can get a 3/4 inch strip and two 3-inch ones from each card. So that works great. And with the DSP, I can cut multiples at once. So let's do 2 at a time. You know what? I only have 3 to cut, so let's just do all 3. Let's see, my paper's going to go like this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is non-directional. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. Line it up. That's going to give me a nice little 3/4 inch strip, which I like to put, on the inside and whatever. All right, and then I'm going to cut it at 3, and those will be my 2 outside pieces. There we go. And I've got all of these, and then I've got all these strips as well, and we can decide what we want to do with these, which ones. I like the stripe actually, but we'll see if I have enough already cut. Okay, now for our cardstock. Oh, I need vellum. My vellum piece is 4 1/4 by, where's my sample? I think it's 2 3/4. Yep, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. That's good. So I got it cut at 4 1/4. I'm so happy Stampin' Up is selling vellum again, vellum cardstock, which is the best. And you know what I want to do? I think I want to score that first. So I scored it at 4. Oh, that's not right. What did I just do? I cut that wrong. Okie dokie, let me just get out another piece. Ah, this is 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 2 3/4. All right, so that makes sense. So now I'm going to score it at 4 before I cut it. That way I can score all 3 at the same time. Now with vellum, you got to be careful that you don't push down and cut through your vellum. So I've got that. And let's do this one. 4, and you use your light colored blade on the trimmer. All right, so that's looking good. And then we'll cut at 2 3/4. Two. This one I might need to cut just a smidge off. 2 3/4. Just a little 1/2 inch left over. So 1 sheet of vellum, 8 1/2 by 11 is what it's cut to. We'll do 6 of these layers. So let me cut one more of the set. We'll do 4. I have to make altogether, I need to make 18 of these cards. So let's see, 6, I need to do one more vellum after this. So I have 18 of these pieces. 2 3/4. Ooh, I almost cut that wrong. Almost, almost. Well, I'm glad you guys are here with me as I craft along for the next hour. On Sunday mornings, I go to my parents all day Sunday to just visit and help them out with whatever they need, spend time with them, and so I like to keep my YouTube on Sundays to an hour so that I have time to eat my lunch before I go over. And let's score that. And it's always like double check that you have your hand cutting blade out of the way. Guess how I know that the hard way. All right, so I've got my score line. With the vellum, it doesn't need to be like deep scoring, and you know, you'll tear your paper, but you do need enough so that you can fold it pretty easily. Okay, so this should be my 18. All right. Good, good. And so I've got my vellum pieces. So when you're you know, making a lot of the same thing, it's best to do it assembly line fashion. So you get all your pieces together, all cut, everything to size, and um, I've got those, and I need just a couple more of the blue pattern because I'm doing them for two different swaps. So I need some of these. Get that. So I'm gonna get all my sheets prepped, and then I am ready to just sit here and assemble. So it makes the process go a lot faster. Okay, so it's 7. I need 5 more, and I will get 6 out of here. So that's great. All right, so on this, you just want to make sure that you've got your directional paper going the right way, which I do. This will give you a nice little inside piece that you can use too, and I'll show you that in a moment. This I will be able to make 8 of these, which is good. This is a nice card. I'm going to keep any extras so I have them to send out. Do 2 at a time. You can usually cut 3 at a time, but your blade gets kind of shreddy. Who wants a shreddy blade, right? Okay, so I did 1 at 5 1/4. Now what I do is I put it all the way over at 6 and I cut. That's my inside strip, and then move it down to 5 1/4. And that's my second inside strip. So you guys are getting a bonus lesson on how I prep. I use the same process when I'm prepping for classes too. I do all my prep work and make piles, and then instead of assembling, I put them all the pieces in the envelopes. Okay, so I've got that. Now I can move that paper out of the way. My desk is getting cleaner. Yay. All right. And I might need to cut some more of this. Was this same paper, which is the 2025, 2027 in color paper, and I used the Secret C. So we can use that. I'll cut some of that when I get to that point. I might actually have some extra of that cut, but I don't know if I do. Okay. Next is our cardstock. And this is going to get scored at, I'm going to do all my scoring at first. So let's see, I don't need that trim. Okay. So first you do your normal scoring at, hold on a minute, let me see, what did I do? I scored at 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4, 7, 8 1/4. No, 3 1/4, 6 1/2, 7 1/2. Okay, I did make that. All right. So I'm going to score the whole sheet and then I'll cut it in half. So I've got 3 1/4. Again, make sure your cutting blade is way out of the way. 3 1/4, 6 1/2, My dog is back in here. She's so funny. She's an Anatolian Shepherd, and she's supposed to be, and she is, a great guard dog, but she does not like the sound of power tools. All right, then I'm going to do 7.5, and then that leaves me another inch. Is that right? 650. No, no, get out from under there. She likes, get. She goes under my desk, and I have a bazillion cords under there and gets all tangled up. All right, so 7.5, we'll bring it to 8 now. Yes. So I've got score mark at 3.25, 6.5, and 7.5. Because we're making a step card. Just chop that in half. Sorry, my husband blowing leaves right by the window. Oh, he's got headphones on. You can hear me. I am so sorry. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Oh well, he's gone. Right by the window. I don't have that many leaves, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, again, now I'm cutting it in half. So see how I score two pieces at the same time, which makes the process go faster. So let me say the measurements again, 3.25, 6.5. Oh, look what I just did. I cut it. All right, well, I can save one side. And 7.5. See what I mean? Keep that dark blade out of the way. What I did. All right, well, I can use the other half. This one will go in my scrap bin. No more of that. Okay, well, see, it happens to all of us, right? All right, so now 3.25. Prepping for classes or swaps does take some time. And hopefully the recipients of your hand stamped cards appreciate it. But I'm sure most of them, unless they're card makers, don't even realize the time that goes into it. And that's it kind of hurts when you go to a craft fair and people won't even pay $5 for a card, a handmade card that has multi layers and, you know, really stuffed up, because it's, you're not even getting, you're getting barely getting the cost of your supplies back, but you're not getting paid at all for your time. And they balk at paying, you know, $5 for a card, but they'll go to the grocery store and pay $7 or $8 for a Hallmark card. So I don't understand, but it's hard at craft fairs because people still want the deal. And, you know, these people are trying to make their living out of it. So when I used to do craft fairs, when I went to craft fairs, it was hard for me to buy anything because I'm like, oh, I could make that. Oh, I can make that. So I'd walk away, never make the item, not purchase the item. So I walked away really double empty-handed. I have the best intentions, but working full time prevents me from doing all of my hobbies. So I choose card making as my main hobby and scrapbooking. And when I retire, I will take back up my sewing because I love to sew and make like lap quilts. I also love to crochet. but it's like I really feel like I can only devote my energy to one hobby at a time. All right, I'm almost done with my cloud cover, and we can start assembling. Yay! We'll see how easy these go together. The last one, and I'll find that extra one that I cut by accident. I'll see if I really need it. I think I over counted just to make sure. So I wanted a couple extras for me, but here we go. All right. Now the only other thing I have to cut is my white. So let me just do that really quickly. And I hate about this is you have it has waste. So I need 3-inch pieces by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut 5 1/4 like this, and then 3, 6. See, you end up with a waste. So let me see if I have any more 12 by 12 white. That would help. And then I can just zip, zip, zip. I know I have some because I use it in the scrapbooking classes. I don't know if I put it somewhere safe, you know? All right. We can use going to use white willow for the inside because the stamped white willow and basic white are just a little bit of a different color. And I'm trying to get this package open. If you hear me struggling, I'm struggling to cut the plastic and not the cardstock. There we go. So if I use this on the inside and I have these pieces on the outside, you're not going to notice that there's a little color difference. So that's good. So one piece of 12 by 12 will give me 8 of those. So I only need, let's cut three sheets. That will give me more than enough. More than enough. All right, so I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And I've got this piece here that will be good for scrap stamping. And then I'm going to cut these at 3. Let's see if I can cut 2. Yep, 2 at a time on those because white willow is slightly thinner because it's in the two-tone cardstock family. So you just want to make sure you're always butted up against the top. All right, and there's my whites. Let me cut one more piece. I'm so sorry that all you're watching is me cutting. We will get done here in just a moment, and then we'll get to stamping. Unlike the two-tone cardstock, the white willow is the same color on both sides. So if you make a mistake, you can still do your flip and stamp the back side. One more, and we are done except for our scrap stamping, which will be fine because I can use 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, and then turn it. There's a, see, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's just a little difference. This is like brighter white, but almost on a bluish tone. It's a nice color. I'm just so used to basic white that that's what I always reach for, because normally I'm making a card that I need the inside to be 4 by 5 1/4. So you get 4 of those insides for a whole sheet of cardstock with little waste. Oh no, that's my other one. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to, let me see what this measures here. That measures 3.5. I'm thinking now about I'm thinking, do I want to do my cut pieces 3.5? So I'm going to need measures about 2 1/4. So say 2.5 by 4. Let's just say, let's do 4. And then I can stamp a whole bunch and run them through. And then I've got the same white on the inside and the outside. There. And these will fit right in my embossing, and I could just go right down the line and emboss and cut, emboss and cut. Okay, so let's get our pieces ready to assemble. Okay, these are the inside pieces, so I need my inside sentiment. And I'm going to do that in Secret C. This is on. See how this is going to look. See if I've got it on straight. This is where I want my piece to go. So that changes your center. So make sure you lay your piece down. Oh, that looks good. Thinking of you, wishing you all the best. So that can be a birthday, a wedding, sending love, thinking of you, wishing you all the best. That's nice. So I have my themes of my swaps are masculine, masculine, gift card holder, and wedding. So my gift card holder one was going to be, let's see if I have one of those. This one. And you can fit the gift card holder there, because I have still a lot of this paper, so I want to use it up. And then this one could be my wedding card. Thinking of you, wishing you all the best, and sending love. Nice, right? All right, so let me keep stamping. I'm just using this as my piece to recenter, give me a new center. Let me put my ink pad on this side. Let me do this. Assembly line fashion, right? Let's get to it. Get her done. All right, so I'm going to do something like that. And this and this. We'll do 4 at a time. So now I'm just going to lay this across it, right? And I can see where my new center is. And we'll do the same on this side. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to give me the idea of what my new center is. Do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Assembly line fashion, peeps. Makes it all go faster. If I do 4 at a time, and I need 18, that means I got to do 4 of these, plus I did the other 2. So that gives me my 18. So I do this process when I'm making Christmas cards as well. Swap cards where I need a lot. Like when you go to the Stampin' Up events, I mean, last year I brought over 110 swaps, but I didn't make them all the same. I had batches of 10. So, but I did them all like this. Batches of 10 or 25. That's what I had. It depended on if it was a fun fold. I did a couple of the organized swaps so that I knew what my theme that I was going to get back would be. And I always pick masculine because I always need ideas for guys' cards. And I always pick kids too because we don't have a lot of kids sets or masculine sets, in my opinion. And so I want to see what other sets people are using to make those. It's easy to make a ladies card because we got tons of flowers. There. Okay, I need 2 more sets of 4 and we will have this part all done. That's exciting. And then what I'll do is I won't do all my embossing on line, but I'll do my stamping and then I'll start assembling what I've got because I can get everything assembled except this front piece. So on Monday night, my team and my uplines team we're doing a mystery stamping. So it's a lot of fun and I run it. So what I do is I give the list of supplies the week before, but I just say use DSP measured this, use cardstock measured that. I don't say colors, I don't say patterns. I just say you need, a focal image, and then sometimes it needs to be a circle or a square, but on my card for Monday, I said a focal image of your choice. So you guys can decide, right? And then I go through all the steps one at a time as our clues. And it's really fun. At the end, we do, it's on Zoom. So at the end, we all share our cards. And it is so fun to meet the other team members, my sidelines and their team members, because we're spread out all over the US. So it's really fun to get to know these people. And mystery stamping is just a blast. Anyways, so we show all our cards. We have a photo album on our team Facebook group that we can go in. We record it so anybody that missed can still go in and make the cards. A lot of fun if you're interested in joining the team. All right, so then what I need to do before I put my pad away is let's run down and do our stamping. So I am going to you know what I'm going to do? I want to get a nice impression, so I'm going to ink my pad this way, and I'm also going to use my yeah, piercement, stamping piercement. What is that called? I can't remember. It just helps with these photopolymer stamps to give it the cushion that it needs. I might need to re-ink my secret C2, which I don't even know if I'm burning for. We will find out shortly, but for now, this is fine. Trying to make sure I get, like, everybody stamps in the center, so the center tends to dry out. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a 4th one, but we'll see. We will see. Maybe if I turn it this way. Oh, I am so close. I'm going to try it. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work. Because I may have forgotten that the, the die. Oh no, I think I'm all right. I think I'm all right. Let's see if we can. Oh, I'm going to just try it and hopefully it will work. Okay. Like so. And I'm going to wait and re-ink my Secret C because I think it really needs some inking. Let me clean that off. I don't want to stamp any more flowers unless they're really dark. Yes, I still use my old Scrubby, my very first thing I ever purchased from Stampin' Up. When I became a demonstrator, I didn't have anything from Stampin' Up. The only thing I had was a Scrubby because I had gone to a party and I'm just looking to see if I have a Secret C. Not believe it, but I might not have one. But I can always switch to Misty Moonlight if I need to. I'll look and see. Okay, so we've got that. Let me scrub this. I went to a party with a friend, and I apparently it was like a club, and I'm like, you can do this for a job? Sign me up. I didn't even know the lady. I didn't know what Stampin' Up was all about or anything. I just did it. And now what I would say is, yeah, you got to check out who your upline is because, you know, my upline really didn't do anything for me. It was somebody I didn't know. I think she lived in southern New Hampshire, almost on the Massachusetts line, so we weren't close by. And I realize now, this is all before the internet. It was 2002. So that's what my step is going to look like. So let me fold all these. Um, and so now my upline actually is Angie Judah, and she lives out in Kansas, but she's in touch all the time with us. And she, like I said, we have a strong group. We do group activities, swaps, blah, blah. So that's what I wanted. I still wanted the community. It didn't matter if we lived nearby each other, because in this day, it's all such an online process. I'm babbling, sorry. This is my card I'm making, so I'll put that, keep that in the view so you can see what I'm doing here. And it's a step card. So if I put it like that, you might be able to see a little bit. There. Because I'm so far behind, I have to work this week and work my day job. And then we're leaving Saturday to go to see my son. Or I'm leaving Saturday, not, my husband will still be around. And I don't have much time. So I hope you don't mind that I'm using today. Hey there. Yes, I am, Cindy. Having fun as always. I'm using my scrapbooking class this morning to try to get some of my swaps done because I really wanted people to join me and do their own work on whatever they're working on. So I needed to work on my swaps for backstage. So I hope you don't mind that I'm not doing a scrapbooking. But I am showing how to do assembly line crafting, which is really important when you're making multiples. Oh, honey, thank you. Cindy says she really likes my card. I love the delicateness. So what we're going to do for the inside is I'm doing sending love, and then I'm doing thinking of you, wishing you the best, so I can use it as my wedding card swap. Or this was supposed to be my fun fold. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'm doing. But either way, I've got this swap covered. Now I don't remember. I have to look it up. I had a little cheat sheet because I kept forgetting what my categories were, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I'm doing fun fold, masculine, and wedding. I'm not doing birthday. So I'll have to decide what I'm doing. I have my masculine already done. This was going to be my fun fold, but now I'm thinking I want it to be my wedding. And then the card I thought, oh, of course, of course. Case all you want, Cindy. Case all you want. That's what we're here for. I don't know. This isn't really a fun fold, right? It's just a gift card holder. So now I got to come up with a different. If I use this one for my wedding, I have to come up with a different fun fold. So I might switch and use this as my fun fold. Either way, I still need 24 of them for the two swaps I'm doing. Did you, Cindy, when you did your pre-order for November, because us demonstrators get to pre-order the month ahead, yay, beautiful benefit of being a demo. Did you get the friendly foliage? Because that's what this is. I really think this is going to be a versatile set. Oh, perfect for a wedding. I know, but then I have to come up with another fun fold. What can I do for my fun fold then? Help me come up with something I can do for my fun fold. I only have to make 12 fun folds. Last time I did a pop and twist. It was amazing, but way too much work at this stage of the game. I'm ready. And so and basically this is going to be good for the whole year because the November online exclusives will be around at least for a couple months, right? And this paper that I'm using is the 2005, 2007 in color paper. So that's going to go just like so. And my tape out. So, some of the swaps, like my manly card is using the fall paper, DSP, and that's going to go away. So I think that this swap. Oh yeah, that's right. Easel cards are good. Yes. Okay, so this is, and let me do my inside. Okay, so I'm doing all my taping now because I've got my pieces right here. And I just remembered what I was gonna do on the inside is not put that strip. I was gonna do this. So let me do that real quick. So this is really fun. You do the two together on your block. Hold the phone. I think I had them backwards. Let me clean that off real quick. It doesn't really matter, but I think I wanted the long one on that side and the short one on this side. So let me see. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, so same idea. I've got my extra stem. I'm holding it with my thumb, and I'm going to stamp full strength and then twist a little and go half strength. Isn't that lovely? That's better than a strip of DSP, right? Better than that. But I am going to do the piece. I have two swaps. One has the strip, I think. Anyways, I'm getting all confused. So I'm not going to attach the vellum yet because the vellum needs tear and tape. So this is what I've got so far. So that's good. Now let me make a pile of these. So let me do my inside. And if it's I mess up on my little stamping in the corner here, I have my strip to cover it. But I didn't cut the other strips, so this is even better. Oh, I love how that two-tone makes that, but I definitely need to re-ink my pad, but it's okay for right now. Whoops, I didn't finish the rest of my taping. Alrighty. We're cranking, we're cranking. I sure hope I have Secret C re-inker. Otherwise, I can ask. I have a downline that lives nearby. I can ask her if she's got one that I could borrow to ink up. Okay, so this goes like that. Oh, I love the branch on the inside. I love it. When you're using Seal Plus, you don't have to go gangbusters with your tape. You can just do an inch in the corner and on all corners and then a little dab in the middle. And that's all you need because that is super strong tape. In fact, if you were to run this all the way down my designer paper, chances are you're going to tear your designer paper because that's how strong it is. Like so. Yes, the 6x6 in color is what it is. It's this pack here, 25 to 27 in color. It's 165300 is the item number. And you get all the in color strawberry slush, darling duckling, secret sea, timid tiger, and cloud cover. And it comes with the stripe pattern, this dotty pattern, this flower or leaves, and then the flowers. So the side, what we call side B, is perfect for my kind of stamping because I like to have, background ESP, but I don't want necessarily flowers. I don't necessarily want leaves. I will take anything that looks texturized. So see an inch in the corner and one in the middle. All I need with this tape. And I'm sorry, I just realized I'm throwing it down on my table and I know that makes a bang, so I'll try. I'll try not to do that. missed part of my leaf, but that's okay. I did finished it. So I had an in-person card class yesterday and it was so fun. Oh my gosh, I love my ladies that come to the class. They just keep me happy. And that is why I love to do what I do. It brings me joy every time. And even though it's a lot of work, I get so much satisfaction and joy out of it. There's that. Okay. I keep picking them up. I must have put them down upside down because it's like I keep getting turned around. I think I'm going to just hang out and finish my fronts here, if you don't mind, and not stop at the hour. And then I'll have this part done. What are you working on today, Cindy? I need 11, but I'm doing a second swap with my team and I um, needed 12 of those. So, but I had, yeah, I'm doing it all right. So let me see here. How many do I have? That's a good point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I'm only halfway there. Because then I have to switch to the blue paper to finish the rest of them because I already have 7 done with the blue paper out of my 12. So I have to switch over to that. Are you crafting, Cindy? Yeah, I had that. Okay. This is 8. Oh, those are good. Christmas theme or birthday theme? Cindy says she's making slimline money holders for her class that she's having in person tomorrow. Cindy lives in Montana, so if you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator to do local classes, look up Cindy's card art. There are lots of us that offer online classes, but sometimes you just want to go to an in-person class. Oh, I can't wait to see what those look like. Cindy said she's making Christmas ones. Yay. I can't believe Christmas is just about a month away. So the other thing I want to do when I get back from backstage is I want to decorate my house because I'm going to be out of commission for 6 weeks. And I like to have my house decorated for the holidays. So even though it's a lot earlier than what I would normally decorate, I won't be able to do much after I have my surgery. No bending, lifting, twisting. The second generation of Secret C stamping looks a lot like cloud cover. So we had trouble with our cloud cover pad. So if you need it in a pinch, you can just do second generation. Or I took an old bordering blue ink pad that was nearly dry and just inked it with the cloud cover, and that came out spectacular. Oops, got a piece right here. I zoomed in my camera a little bit, so just yell at me if I get out of the view. When I did my YouTube on Thursday night, I watched, the replay, and I'm like, man, I was far away. Oh, I'm out of the tape. So this is how you change our tape dispensers. No, but I don't know how much I'll be able to like sit in my chair. I don't know if that's going to hurt my back or not. What did I do with my refill? I had it right here. Oh, I do. I have it right here. Funny how that works. So I figured at least 2 weeks. They said I'm going to feel pretty crummy. Then I'll start to feel a little better. And hopefully by 4 weeks, I will be able to resume most of my activities, although they're not going to clear me for work for 6 weeks. And I said, that can't happen. I need to go to work. And I'm talking about my day job. It's a long time to be out of work. All right, so let me see. I think I've got a couple more notes to do. Oh yeah. Yeah, I counted. Oh, my goodness. All right. I counted how many of each color I needed. Go figure. Part of your assembly line process is counting how many pieces you are cutting so that you don't overcut or undercut. Then I forgot. But the main thing is get well for the holidays, and I want to be able to go to on stage in March. So the timing of the surgery is actually good for all of those reasons. Done with this batch of this color, which is awesome sauce. Oop. See, I almost ripped my designer paper because this tape is just super, super strong. What's going on with him? When you do swaps with other Stampin' Up, you always do your best work. No crooked, no halo stamping. You can save those for your own card stash, but you have to make them as perfect as possible because they're going to use them in their classes and show your cards off. And you don't want to have a misstamped card. Where are the rest of them that I need? Switching over to this color. me see here. If I do that, let me see what you think of this. Otherwise, I'd have to cut a little bit. Okay. I don't know, Cindy, but I will show you what I did. Okay. How about that? Cindy asked if I'll get any of them completed so she can see the whole process, but I'll show you what I did. So let me see. The back of this is that. Okay, I don't want that. Let me see. What do you think of this for this one? Like that. You think that's okay versus the secret? I'm going to do it. You know what? I already have them cut, and I don't want to cut more. And Secret C, I mean, I am using cloud cover cardstock, and Secret C, they're like meant to be. All right. So I will show you the die cutting too. I'll do one of those and do the vellum, and let me just throw on my paper here so I can get this part done. That's okay. I will show you the vellum though, because the vellum is a little not tricky, but you just got to watch your adhesive because vellum shows. Tape behind vellum shows. So, and I'm almost done. I got 3 more, and then we'll move to the vellum. I'm so happy that Stampin' Up brought vellum back, because I actually never got rid of my vellum cardstock because I loved it so much. It's perfect when you emboss it. When you emboss with a texturized embossing folder, it turns it white. So it looks like you stamped in white, but you didn't. You just embossed it. And so that is beautiful, actually. Beautiful, beautiful. 24th, Cindy, 24th of November. I'll I'll uh I'll talk to you about it off screen. I love these stripes. Stripes are my jam. And they look like watercolored stripes, so that makes it even more my jam. Just call me a jammy jammy. Right, and the last one of these is right here. I'll show you how I attach the vellum but I won't do that for all of these. So we'd be here another hour. We have to go pick up leaves. I would be interested, Cindy, in seeing what your money holder looks like too. So maybe you can send me a picture. Those are, because most people give either gift cards or cash. And that's a good thing to use for a wedding as well. All right, so I got my stamping done. Let me just clean off my stamp here. All right. So move all that over there. Get my ink pad out of the way. All right, so for the vellum, what I used was Terran tape. I have a bazillion Terran tapes from like Paper Pumpkin and the kits. So they're like miniature. So you just find that score line and make sure your edges match. Okay. Now what you're going to do is put Terran tape on the top edge. Don't put it near the fold, just put it near the edge and the bottom edge as well. All right, and then the best way to get Terran tape off is give it a rub, and then it should come right up. Just like so. Have you take your pick tool, it comes up even easier. All right, so let me show you. Oh, it doesn't matter which one I do. So what I'm going to do is put it all the way at the bottom. And I'm not worried about how far from the side it is. Do what works for you. I still will have room for this little sending love, because see, on this one it overlapped. This is using the new 3 banner punch. Then what you have to do is shut your card all the way the right way. So I went all the way to the edge with that piece of vellum. Shut your card, and then you just have to close. See how that Terran tape really disappears? Regular glue dots and stuff like that shows through, so you don't want to do that. So let me show you what I did to make the rest. Where did I put my little, here they are. My little die cuts. I love these. So these just follow your image. So see how that just follows right there. And then, so the inside image is followed with the inside one, and this outline one follows the outside. This is where I'm not sure I had enough. Oh, I am going to make it. So I just like kind of turned it. Then what you want to do is just take a peek at your stripe down here on either side and just make sure those are still in the middle. Let me reposition that. Okay, Butterfingers. Let me get my tape. I'm going to use some washi tape. Okay, so this is going to go there. And this one's going to go. What I need to do is take these two pieces together, right? So I like to use that one to line it up, and I like to use the two sides. And then I like to check down here. So I'm just positioning my washi tape so that I don't have to change it each time. So I am going to put it over here. like so. Okay, and then you still need to attach. So my two dies now are attached to each other. And obviously I didn't get that one straight. Okay. And my pieces, this goes here, like so. And this one went down like that. And now I'm going to put my washi tape to hold it on to my cardstock. Let me get my cut and emboss machine. You need plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 3. Mine is like really crackly, and then a pretty good clean plate number, 3. Let's open this up like that. Okay. So I've got my plates there all set. My piece is going to go in the machine, and I got my top plate on, and I'm just going to crank, and I'm going to come back because I don't want to run over all the other stamp that I did. Okay. And the only thing with this particular die is it has a lot of punch outs. So let me do that. So let me get my, take your pick. I got it right here. And let me just poke away some of the pieces. See what it did? Isn't that neat? That's not bad at all. I only have one there to poke out. So what you want to do is keep some wax paper on hand and rub it so you get all these other pieces out, because you don't want to keep die cutting if the die still has a bunch of scraps in it, because it will not cut properly. And I have my little cleaner tool. I'm going to probably do that when I'm mass producing. All right, well, you get the idea. Clean that out. And then so isn't that lovely? Look at how pretty that is. Then I'm going to put some dimensionals right there, and I'm going to use my small ones because I need to get into some of these little nooks and crannies. You don't need a whole lot, but you do need to kind of think about, you know, securing it to your card front. So see how I just kind of put some, one, I've got them in the corners along the side, and I need one down here. This one will be good. I can put one right there. So the minis, see, you don't even have to cut them and they'll fit. But if you run into a jam, just cut them in half. So this piece gets popped up and is going to go right on the vellum. Okay, I've got all my little doodads off. So I'm going to put it, I'm still centering it. Just make sure you don't, like if you look at your frame and you're centering it, take a peek at your outliers here to make sure that it doesn't go past the top. There. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, if you use wax paper, it falls right out. And I'm wondering if I die cut first if I'd be able to stamp, to make it a little quicker, but we'll see. So this is the new 3-banner punch. And, we've got all these strips, right? So I had those strips from my um, white willow that I just cut. So what I need to do, so that way all my whites are the same. I'm going to just cut this in half. Yeah, 1.5. So I'm cutting it at 3/4, right down the middle. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is if I put that big piece in this banner, I would have also cut this second one, and I didn't want to. So I am just going to punch and punch. I'm not stamping first. I find that it's more paper economical to punch first, because then you can get your punches right next to each other. So each of those strips is going to give me 5 punches. So that's good, where normally that would be kind of waste. Not really waste in stamping world, but waste in where you want to. Just stamp with this photopolymer, you can see right through, get it nice and straight, just like so. And then I'm going to also pop that up. I don't totally love the mini dimensionals, so I'm happy to have a project to use a bunch of them. I don't know, they're just small for my big clumsy hands. And see how that overlaps my vellum just a smidge, but you want to make sure can see your designer paper on this side too. So there's that. Now, here's what really adds the jam to this. Hold on 1 second. One moment, please. So I have some, oh, you know what I did? I used Halloween stars for that, which I still can, but you can also use stars here. Which, you know what? With this paper, I'm going to use the Halloween stars. And the other paper, let me see here if I got an open half of those. I do. I do. So because I had 7 made of this, and this I needed 12 to go to the same swap group, and I used the stars. I'm going to use the stars here. So with the stars, these are like foam. So just you need to get under them to pick them up. A little baby over here. Isn't that cute? And then to finish it off, you wink a Stella all of these little petals. That kind of hides that my stamping was a little lighter in some areas, because the Wink of Stella makes it look a little bit darker. Then for the last thing, I used this cloud cover in color ribbon, which and I split it in half and tied, but then this bow didn't want to stick. So I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I'm going to just do a faux bow. Faux bow. So that my glue dot will hold better. This is like, oh, sorry. My audio's going in and out. Oh, you know why? Because I'm walking around the room. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay, so keep your ribbon on the roll as you tie your little faux bows. So that's my faux bow that I'm talking about. But this ribbon reminds me of gauze, sport tape gauze. So I'm going to do it just like that, and I'm going to put it just like that, and that's going to work perfectly. And I'm going to use my paper pumpkin big dots, glue dots. Just get under it, put it on, and then take the topping off, like so. And then I can press my, and just for good measure, I'm going to use 2 of them. Sure that my faux bow wants to stay, like so. There we go, you guys. What do you think? The faux bow okay? I think it is. All right. Thank you so much for letting me craft along and work on my swap cards instead of scrapbooking. That gave me an hour of my day, so yay. I only have to put on the rest of the vellum and do my die cutting, and my swap. I will have 2 different swaps with the same card done. So thank you for letting me do that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and uh, I will see you again in a couple of weeks because, yeah, I'll have to put it on my schedule when I'll be back because I'm going to the backstage next week, so I won't be here. I'll see you on Thursday, though, for my crafter stash. All right. Thank you, Cindy. Thanks for stamping along with me. I love it. And have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget to give me a